My friends, listen carefully, because what I'm about to share with you has the power to completely change the course of your destiny. Every day, without exception, life places in your hands the most precious treasure you will ever own. A treasure more valuable than gold, more powerful than diamonds, more decisive than any opportunity or relationship you might encounter. That treasure is called time. Time is the only resource that is perfectly equal. Whether you are rich or poor, powerful or forgotten, young or old, every single morning life deposits exactly the same amount in your account, 24 hours, no more, no less. And yet, here is the great paradox. While some transform this daily deposit into empires, into wealth, into extraordinary destinies, others squander it, waste it, scatter it into nothingness, and then complain about their lack of luck, or their lack of opportunities. The truth is not that they lacked opportunities, the truth is that they misused their minutes. Pause for a moment, and think about this. 1 minute, only one, can change everything. A single minute is enough to make the decision that saves your health. A single minute is enough to meet someone who opens the door to a new life. A single minute is enough to say yes to courage, or no to fear. 1 minute can decide whether you stay where you are, or whether you take the step that leads you to a completely different horizon. And yet, how many of us throw away those minutes, as if they had no value? We scroll, we complain, we procrastinate, we delay. We say, tomorrow, instead of, today. We say, later, instead of, now. And without realizing it, we watch our most precious wealth disappear. I remember a mentor once telling me this. Time is life, and when you waste your time, you waste your life. Simple words, almost brutal, but unforgettable. Because when you think about it, it's true. Wasting 1 minute is not just losing 60 seconds, it is losing a fragment of your existence, a piece of your destiny, a chance that will never return. Let me ask you a question. If I gave you a bag with 86,400 euros, and I told you, you must spend this money today, because tomorrow it will disappear, would you leave that bag on the table without touching it? Of course not. You would invest, you would build, you would protect, you would use every cent wisely. But here is the reality. Every day, life gives you 86,400 seconds. And most people leave them on the table. They let them vanish. They treat them as if they were nothing. The successful, the extraordinary, the ones we admire, they are not necessarily more intelligent than you. They are not always more talented. Often, they are simply more aware of this truth. Every second counts, every minute is a soldier, every hour is a building block of the future. Look at the stories of the greats. Think about Steve Jobs, for example. He knew, more than anyone, that time was limited. Facing illness, he understood that every minute not used, every minute not invested, was a minute stolen from his dream, from his mission. That's why Apple became more than a company. It became a symbol of what happens when you refuse to waste your time, when you focus every ounce of energy on creating something that changes the world. And you, my friends, what are you doing with your time? When you wake up in the morning, do you take control of those minutes, or do you let them slip through your fingers? When opportunities appear, do you seize them, or do you wait until it's too late? Remember this, the cemetery is full of wasted minutes. It is full of unfinished projects, of ideas that never came to life, of dreams that were postponed until, someday, a day that never came. Don't let your story be one of them. That is why you must learn to turn every single minute into a tool, into a lever, into a weapon for your success. Because success is not built in one day, it is built in every day. It is not created in one extraordinary moment, it is created in ordinary minutes, repeated again and again, with discipline and intention. Now, before we go deeper into how to transform your minutes into tools of growth and achievement, I want to ask you to take action right now. If you want to receive more lessons like this one, if you want to sharpen your discipline, if you want to multiply your opportunities, then subscribe immediately to this channel. Don't postpone it, don't say, "I'll do it later," do it now. Make this very minute count. Because even this action, as small as it seems, is a declaration. I am ready to use my time with purpose. My friends, today's lesson begins with this truth. Your life is not measured by years, it is measured by minutes. And those who learn to value, to protect, to multiply those minutes, are the ones who create lives that inspire, lives that matter, lives that endure. The hidden power of a single minute. My friends, let us pause and truly reflect on something we often ignore, the hidden power of a single minute. 1 minute may appear small, almost invisible, like a drop of water in the ocean. But remember this, the ocean itself is nothing more than billions of drops. And your life, too, is nothing more than the sum of the minutes you choose to use, or the minutes you choose to waste. Think about this. 1 minute is enough to make a decision that changes the course of your career. 1 minute is enough to have a conversation that saves a relationship. 1 minute is enough to decide to quit a destructive habit, or to start building a new one. Life, in its deepest essence, is made of these small, decisive, invisible units, minutes. Let me give you a story. There was once a young man who missed his train by 1 single minute. Because of that, he lost an interview that could have changed his professional life. Later, he said, "I realized that a single minute can cost me years." Think about that. Not hours, not days, but years of potential lost because of 1 minute. On the other hand, history is full of examples where 1 minute made the difference between greatness and tragedy. In war, a minute can decide victory or defeat. In medicine, a minute can decide whether a patient lives or dies. In business, a minute can decide whether a deal is sealed or lost forever. That's how powerful a single minute can be. Brian Tracy often reminded us, successful people are simply those who use their time better than others. That does not mean they work 24 hours a day. It means they refuse to underestimate the value of even 60 seconds. They know that every minute is a soldier, ready to fight for their dream. They know that each minute can either serve their future, or betray it. Imagine for a moment that every minute of your life is like a coin. At the end of the day, you will have spent all of them, whether you like it or not. You cannot save them, you cannot store them, you cannot hide them under a mattress. The only question is, did you spend them wisely, or did you throw them away? Let's be honest, most people spend their minutes like gamblers in a casino, careless, distracted, hoping for luck. They spend their minutes on gossip, on complaints, on mindless distractions. And then they wake up years later, with nothing to show for it, and they wonder, where did my time go? But successful people, disciplined people, spend their minutes like investors. They know that every coin, every second, every minute, must be placed into something that multiplies. Learning, discipline, health, relationships, creation. Ask yourself, what did I do with my last 60 minutes? Did I invest them in my growth, or did I scatter them into nothing? Did I use them to build my dream, or did I give them away to someone else's dream? Did I use them to get closer to who I want to become, or further away? Remember this powerful image. Your day is like a bank account. Every morning, life deposits 86,400 seconds into it. The cruel reality is, if you don't use them, you lose them. You can't carry them over to tomorrow. You can't ask for a refund. You can't negotiate for more. At midnight, the account is reset to 0. That is why ordinary people stay ordinary. They don't value their deposit. They act as if tomorrow is guaranteed, as if there will always be more time, when in reality, no one knows how many deposits remain. Let me give you another story, one that may sound simple, but carries a great lesson. There was a writer who wanted to publish a book. Every day, he told himself, I need a full afternoon or a weekend or a vacation to write. But life kept getting in the way. Years passed, and the book remained unwritten. One day, he changed his perspective. He said, "I will write for 15 minutes a day, just 15. One page at a time, one paragraph at a time, one idea at a time." At the end of the year, he had finished his manuscript. And that book became a bestseller. The difference was not talent, it was the use of minutes. That is the power hidden in every single minute. When used with intention, a minute becomes a seed. Plant that seed daily, and soon you will harvest a forest of results. But if you neglect that seed, if you throw it away, you will face the desert of regret. So, my friends, here is the truth you must engrave in your heart. Your future is not decided in years, it is decided in minutes. Success is not built in giant leaps, it is built in tiny steps. Discipline is not a massive act, it is 1,000 small decisions, repeated again and again, minute by minute. Every time you waste a minute, you are not just losing time, you are losing life. And every time you use a minute wisely, you are not just winning productivity, you are winning destiny. That is why you must never underestimate the hidden power of a single minute. Because when you add them together, when you multiply them with focus, those minutes become your empire, your masterpiece, your legacy. Turn your minutes into weapons of growth. Now that we've understood the hidden power of a single minute, the question becomes, how do we use those minutes to build, to grow, to achieve? How do we transform time, not into something that slips away, but into a weapon, into a tool, into a foundation for success? The answer, my friends, is not complicated. It is not mysterious. It is a single word, a word that many fear, but every successful person embraces: discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your minutes and your goals. Without discipline, your minutes scatter, they vanish, they are stolen by distractions. With discipline, your minutes become soldiers, marching toward your dream, one step at a time, unstoppable. Think of it like this: your life is a construction site. Every day, time delivers a truck full of bricks. Those bricks are your minutes. Some people leave the truck parked, doing nothing, until the bricks rot, until the day ends and the truck is gone. Others, disciplined and focused, use every brick. One brick today, another tomorrow, another the day after. Slowly, patiently, they build a cathedral, while others are still standing in front of an empty lot. So how do you turn your minutes into bricks for your cathedral? Here are 3 keys. First, take control of the morning. The first minutes of your day are golden. They set the rhythm, they dictate the energy, they shape your mindset. If you start your morning with hesitation, with distractions, with chaos, the rest of your day will follow the same tune. But if you start with clarity, with focus, with discipline, those first minutes will multiply into hours of productivity. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for your goals. Instead of checking what the world wants from you, decide what you want from the world. Read a few pages of something inspiring, write down your priorities, move your body, feed your mind. Treat your morning minutes as sacred, because they will determine the music of your entire day. Second, master the art of asking, is this the best use of my time right now? This question is powerful, almost magical. Imagine you are in the middle of a task, or a distraction, and you suddenly pause and ask, is this the best use of my time, right now? If the answer is no, stop. Redirect. Refocus. One simple question can save you from wasting entire hours. Think about how many times people lose themselves in gossip, in endless scrolling, in meaningless activities. But the disciplined person, the one who has trained their mind, uses this question like a compass. It points them back to their true north, their true mission, their true dream. Third, break the big dream into small minutes. Most people fail not because their dream is too big, but because they try to swallow it all at once. They look at the mountain and freeze. They think, this is impossible, this is too much. But the secret is not to climb the mountain in one leap, it is to take one step, 1 minute at a time. Want to write a book? Don't wait for the perfect weekend. Write for 10 minutes today. Want to get in shape? Don't wait for Monday. Do 10 push-ups now. Want to start a business? Don't wait for the perfect idea. Spend 5 minutes writing down what you already know. Every small, focused action, every disciplined minute is a brick in your dream. And let me give you an image to remember. Success is not built in marathons, it is built in sprints. Not endless effort, but short bursts of focused energy, repeated again and again. 10 minutes of focus, repeated daily, can accomplish more than 10 hours of scattered effort once in a while. But let's be honest, this is not easy. Because the enemy of discipline is everywhere. It's in the endless notifications, the constant demands, the seductive distractions. That's why you must protect your minutes as if they were gold. Guard them fiercely. Defend them with strength. If someone asked you to give away all your money, you would resist. So why give away your minutes so easily? Why sell the most precious thing you have, your time, for nothing in return? The disciplined person says no more often than yes. They say no to distractions, no to procrastination, no to the urgent but meaningless tasks. And because of that, they have the space to say yes to what matters. And here is the final truth. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. Discipline is what allows you to take control of your life instead of being a slave to circumstance. When you master your minutes, you master your destiny. So, my friends, decide today that every minute will either serve your goals, or it will not exist at all. Decide that every brick will be used to build your cathedral. Decide that every soldier of time will march for your dream, and not for someone else's. Because when the day ends, when the sun sets, and the bank of 86,400 seconds is emptied, there will only be two kinds of people: those who let the minutes slip away, and those who turn them into weapons of growth, into tools of power, into the very foundation of their success. My friends, we have walked together through a powerful journey. We spoke about the hidden power of a single minute. We spoke about the discipline required to transform those minutes into weapons of growth. And now, as we close, I want you to take this lesson not just in your mind, but deep into your heart, because your future depends on it. Let us be brutally honest. Most people will hear these words, they will nod, they will feel inspired for a moment, and then they will return to wasting their minutes, as if nothing was said. They will go back to endless distractions, to empty conversations, to procrastination. And in a week, in a month, in a year, their life will look exactly the same. But not you. If you are listening to this until the end, it means you are not ordinary. It means there is a fire in you, even if it is small, even if it is fragile, a fire that wants to grow. That fire is your future calling you, shouting at you, "Do not waste me. Do not throw me away. Use me, shape me, turn me into greatness." Think about this. One day, the clock will stop. One day, your bank account of time will close forever. None of us know when that day will come. It could be in 50 years, it could be in 5 years, it could be tomorrow. And when that day arrives, the only question that will matter is not how much money you made, not how many followers you had, not even how comfortable your life was. The only question will be, what did you do with the time you were given? When you look back at your life, will you see wasted hours, scattered minutes, empty days? Or will you see a legacy, a masterpiece, a destiny shaped minute by minute with courage, with discipline, with passion? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your life as a giant mosaic, a beautiful work of art. Every minute is a small tile. If you choose your minutes with intention, your mosaic will shine, it will inspire, it will be remembered. But if you choose carelessly, your mosaic will be chaotic, meaningless, forgotten. You are the artist, and your brush is time. Every stroke matters. Every choice matters. Every minute matters. Think of the greatest innovators of our era. Steve Jobs, for example, did not waste his minutes. He turned them into inventions, into beauty, into a company, Apple, that continues to shape the world. Every product, every vision, was born from minutes of focus, minutes of courage, minutes of discipline. That is why Apple is not just a brand, it is a symbol of what happens when time is not wasted, but harnessed. And now I ask you, what will you create with your minutes? Will you build your own Apple? Not necessarily a company, but your own symbol, your own masterpiece, your own mark on the world? Or will you watch your minutes dissolve into nothing, while others create, while others grow, while others seize what you let slip? The truth is hard, but liberating. You are exactly where your minutes have brought you. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, your skills, your opportunities, they are the direct result of how you invested your time yesterday, last week, last year. And where you will be tomorrow, in 5 years, in 10 years, will depend entirely on how you use your minutes starting today. That is why, from this moment forward, you must live with urgency, with clarity, with discipline. Stop saying, "I'll do it later." Stop saying, "I don't have time." Say instead, "I will make the time. I will master the time. I will become the master of my minutes." Because the truth is, you already have enough time. You have the same 24 hours as the greatest leaders, the same 24 hours as the richest entrepreneurs. The same 24 hours as the athletes who break records, the artists who change hearts, the visionaries who change the world. The difference is not time itself, the difference is how it is used. So from now on, I challenge you, treat your mornings as sacred, because they are the foundation of your day. Protect your minutes from thieves, because distractions are robbers dressed in beautiful clothes. Break down your dreams into daily minutes, because success is built in small consistent actions, not giant occasional efforts. And above all, remember this, discipline is freedom. When you discipline your minutes, you free yourself from regret. You free yourself from mediocrity. You free yourself from the chains of wasted potential. My friends, this is your life, and it is made of minutes. Do not throw them away. Do not trade them cheaply. Do not waste them on what does not matter. Instead, invest them, multiply them, transform them into results that will make you proud. And if you want to continue on this path, if you want to keep feeding that fire inside you, if you want to be reminded, every week, to use your minutes with power and purpose, then take action right now. Subscribe to this channel. Don't wait, don't say, later. Make this very minute the proof that you are serious. Let this be the first of many minutes you will invest in your greatness. Because at the end of your life, you will not regret the minutes you used with courage, with focus, with discipline. You will only regret the minutes you wasted. So go now, my friends. Take your minutes, turn them into tools, turn them into weapons, turn them into bricks of destiny. And when the world looks at your life, let them see not wasted time, but a masterpiece built minute by minute, choice by choice, day by day. Because your life is nothing but time. And your time, if you use it well, can become your eternity.